Hey guys, I just wanted to come on just to talk to you guys for a few minutes. Um, I'm still, um, I guess I'll never get over our daughter's death, but I'm still grieving. Obviously, I mean, look at me, I'm a mess. I'm starting to break out. I am going through a lot of hormone changes. Um, right now. I want to start the weight loss journey, but it's just really hard to do it during the holiday season right now. Um, and I can't really exercise at the moment. And I have gained some weight. You probably could tell. Um, I just have not like a super amount, but like I have gained some. Um, but I'm not as big as I was when I had Ember. Um, right before I had her. I'm not that big. But my last video, I talked about me and my husband has been trying to decide what to do next. We did agree on not trying to trying to conceive anymore, because of I can't carry to full term, and there's a big possibility I can go through the same thing again. Um, we did find out this past week that my placenta was sent off to a different hospital after my C-section, it to be tested and to, I guess, confirm the preeclampsia and stuff. Well, they found out that the umbilical cord had a blood clot in it, and then part of the umbilical cord ruptured, and there was swelling in the placenta, and the placenta was 50% detached, and also let's see, what else was it? And it was implanted shallow. I guess when the placenta is implanted shallow, that's a sign of the preeclampsia. But the other things can cause the preeclampsia. So, I guess it's just one of those things. And I read that it's like a 1% chance of getting those issues. And I just happen to be part of that 1%. So it was, yeah, I guess it's very, very rare. And of course, I get the rare thing. I always get everything rare. And it's so frustrating. But we did find that out, and I did have severe preeclampsia through the test results, and it was pretty bad. Like, if I continued staying pregnant without getting medical help, she would have died because of the issues going on with my umbilical cord and the preeclampsia and the placenta and everything. It was just, everything is falling apart. So it wouldn't have, yeah, she would have passed away. So I am thankful that I did have the 2 weeks that I had with her. We got to know her. We got to see her little personality. She was a feisty little thing. She would get mad. So it was nice to get to know her. She did have a little tiny personality. She started to develop it a little bit more and more, like the last few days. We really seen her personality the last few days of her life, which was very exciting to see. And we did get a lot of pictures and with her and a couple videos with her. So I'm very thankful that we had that chance and that opportunity, because if the pregnancy kept going, she could have died inside, and I would never have been able to have those pictures and those moments that we did have with her. We did have some special moments with her. So I am very thankful for that. But anyways, we cannot, so we're not going to try to conceive again. I am going on birth control starting this week, the end of this week. We talked about it and we decided we are going to pursue adoption. I am going back to work to help pay for it. We will start some kind of something for donations so other people can donate towards our adoption fund. I will figure that out as we get closer or find more out exactly what we're going to do. I do have an interview with the hospital that I had Ember, and that's where she passed away at. I do have a job interview there on Monday. So that's kind of exciting. And I filled out quite a few applications through the local hospitals. My mom works at a hospital, and I have some friends that works there, and that's on the board. So, yeah, I have connections, and I think I'll be able to get a job. So, anyways, I want to start working again, and I mostly filled out applications for part-time jobs. There's a couple full-time jobs that I filled out for, but I'm trying to go for part-time right now just because it's just, I haven't worked for a long time, and it's just a lot to adjust with me going back to work. And for me and my husband and his work schedule and stuff, it's just kind of hard. And especially going through an adoption process, it's going to kind of be hard, and just our life is going to get busier and busier. So I thought part-time probably best. So I'm going to go with that, or try to go part-time right now and then use that money towards adoption. I don't see us adopting this year unless a miracle happens and we raise a lot of money through other people we know. But I don't see me making that much money within the year. Maybe in a couple years or 3 years. But the sooner the better if we can adopt. So we are going to try to do some kind of thing to raise money for the adoption, and see if we can get anywhere with that. We're praying about it. We did contact a company that our friends have went through. We have a couple of friends that has went through them, and it's the Faithful Adoption Consultants, and their home office is right out of Georgia. And so I live in Ohio, but they are just like they kind of help you with adoption and finding an agency and kind of guiding you of what to do and everything. So we're going through them. And I contacted and talked to them today, and they'll be contacting me back. And we obviously don't want to start right away because we don't have the money for it right now, because they do it pretty quick. My understanding is about 6 months or so by the time you start to the time you bring a baby home. So we don't have the money for that right now. We literally have $1,000 put back for adoption. That's it. So we are trying to raise the money, and I'm going back to work to raise the money. And we're going to pray about it and see what happens and see where the Lord takes us, and go from there. some people might think, well, why are you even trying? Or why do you want it as soon as possible? Well, I do. We've been married going on 14 years now. We've wanted a baby from the beginning. We've had 5 miscarriages, and then we lost our baby girl. And I just still desire to be a mom. I feel empty. My arms feels empty. Me and Aaron both feels like we still want a family. Like we feel like we're not finished. Even if we could adopt one, I think I would feel better. Not as lonely, I guess. I have an emptiness, and I know that a lot of it is part of grieving. But I still had it like before I had Ember. I just desire, it's just something God gave a woman, is that desire to have children. And because I can't go full term and have a healthy child, we decided to go the route of adoption, and that's the best thing for us. And I just want to I've had a desire since Ember passed away of doing something good, the best that I can. And I wanted to work for the hospitals because I feel like I want to give back to them because they did so well with me and they did so well with Ember. And I've never had such great care ever at a hospital. And they did everything they could for Ember. And I just felt like I want to give it back. And I just feel like I want to give and I want to do something really good. And with adoption, I feel like we can give a child something they might not have been able to have. And we can give that child love and comfort and care and things they might not have been able to have. So I feel like I could do good in that way. And also feel our desires as well. And I don't know, I'm probably talking gibberish, but it makes sense to me in my mind. I don't know if it makes sense coming out of my mouth, or if I'm explaining it right, or how I feel. Me and my husband's talked about it, and we both try to get our feelings out. It's like you're thinking about it, but whatever you're thinking about doesn't come out of your mouth right. And both of us has been like experiencing that lately. So yeah, so we are deciding to go that route. I just don't know when it's going to be. It just depends on how long it takes to raise the money. We are getting more information about how much it's going to cost and when the fees are due before we start to pursue adoption. We're just kind of looking into it right now and getting the information, and then once we start getting a good amount of money. So that's kind of where we're at now. I'll kind of keep you guys updated on the adoption process, kind of like I did with, the pregnancy updates. I'll give updates as we start through the adoption process and explain everything. If you are interested, or if there's any new viewers that starts to watch this, if they are interested in the process of adoption, honestly, I am blind to it. I have no idea about anything. I'm trying to learn. So as I learn, I will come on here and let you guys know. That way, if there's anybody that's new to it, they can learn from it and from our story. If there are anybody that has went through adoption process and has advice for us, please let us know and let us know your story or your knowledge, or if you had advice for us. That would be great too. We really would appreciate that because we really are so blind to adoption, don't even know what to do, where to start. But this company that we're going to go through, they help with that. They kind of help guide you. So it's kind of nice having a company like that. And they are a Christian company, which I like a lot. Makes me feel a lot better going through them. And they will find an agency closer to us in Ohio. So it'd be a lot easier for us. So that's all I really know right now. And then we'll kind of fill you in as we go through the adoption process. So that's pretty much it. I get ready, Thursday, I get ready to go to my last postpartum doctor's visit. She's going to put me on birth control then, and to check my C-section scar, and to do a pelvic exam to see how everything's going, how everything looks and everything. And I'm going to have a little bit of TMI, but I never had the bleeding that you're supposed to have after childbirth or C-section, either one. Never really had it, so my doctor was concerned. And my last postpartum doctor's visit, they did an ultrasound to see if there was anything left over in my uterus or if everything looks okay. Everything looked great. My uterus was back down to almost normal size at the time. Nothing looked like it was in it or abnormal. She just don't understand, and we don't understand why I didn't bleed. I have had bleeding, which I think was my first period, this past week. And it lasted for about a week, about 6.5 days. It lasted. My normal periods usually last 2 to 3 days. So I don't know if it's just like my periods is going to be messed up now since the C-section or being pregnant, or if they're going to be longer, or if that was the bleeding. It just came on 5 weeks later after birth. Or if that was my period. I don't really know for sure. So I'll probably just tell her and see what she says when I go Thursday. Yeah, that's pretty much all that's really new. I'm still planning on starting my weight loss journey again in January. It's just too hard to do it right now. And I can't really exercise. It is cold. I've tried to go walking and I can't walk very far. And I'll start, I can't do it without overdoing it. The next day I pay for it, and my, not my incision itself, it's doing really good. You almost can't even see it. It's really like light, and you can't even barely see that it's even there. It looks really, really well, but like the muscles on the inside around, kind of like circles around it. I guess it's like the muscles between my belly button and the incision, and that's where that hurts the most, and it's more sore. Because they obviously cut that open and stuff, so that's still healing. So when I go to walk more than like around the block, or even walking around the block, I overdo it and it hurts too much. So I don't think I'm supposed to be doing it. I think I started trying to do that too early anyways. I don't think you're supposed to do it until 6 to 12 weeks. His 6 weeks today from the time that I gave birth to Ember through C-section. So I'm sure my doctor will okay me for everything when I go on Thursday. But I don't know if my body's quite ready to do exercising because it's still pretty sore. I've noticed when I go, like, Like yesterday, I had to run a few errands, and then I walked around Walmart to go shopping, and I was really sore afterwards. So I don't think I'm quite ready to go walking like around the block and around the neighborhood yet. I think I still need a little bit longer. So I'm planning on starting it in January and starting my diet and exercise in January. And of course, I'm not starting working until January anyways. I go for an interview on Monday, but I'm going to let them know that I can't start working until January just because just to get past the holidays and give me a few more weeks to heal before I start working. So, yeah, so I don't know. I can't even think. That's one thing, like, I had like the pregnancy brain during pregnancy, and then it kind of carried over a little bit. And I think with grieving and going through with what we went through, it's just, my mind is, I don't know, like I'm very forgetful, or I can't. It's hard for me. It's harder for me to think for some reason. It's like everything's a mess. It's harder. Like I kind of, yeah, I don't know if it can't explain it, but like it's very hard to think about things or say in order or whatever. But I've noticed Aaron's doing the same thing, so I'm thinking it's just like a grieving process. I am breaking out. I haven't had a pimple the entire pregnancy, and this is my first pimple, my big pimple since I've been pregnant. It showed up, and I'm like, oh great, I have not missed this. So yeah, pimples are coming back. And I'm feeling more normal, not hormonal, like I was. It's like a different type of hormone. Like I pretty sure I was PMSing and all that stuff this past week. Which is kind of, I don't know. I got emotional about that too. And yeah, I kind of got emotional about that. And yeah, my mind's gone. But anyways, it's been a little while. I've talked a bunch of jumble mumble mess for 23 minutes. So I'm going to let you guys go, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Hopefully I'll have more updates. Maybe I'll get a job between now and then, or we have more answers about the adoption process. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.